After the validation, as I have said, you will be conducting a reliability testing, or otherwise known as the pilot testing. No? So we will be administering it to 10 of the probable respondents. But then, as I have said, it would be better na para hindi makabawas do sa respondents ninyo, you will be using other respondents. Okay? Beside your target respondent. Let's say, kung ang inyong respondent ay very limited at yan ay nakalocate sa Nasugbu, then ang pilot testing natin can be conducted somewhere else other than Nasugbu. Let's say in Lian or in Calatagan, no? So that hindi na mabawasan pa yung ating respondents. No? Now, in the reliability testing, it will be a test-retest method. It means that it will be administered, or the survey will be administered to our target respondents for reliability testing, and make sure na yung 10 na yon is properly identified, and they agree that you will be going back after 1 week. Okay? So that after a week, you will again administer the survey, and then after that is we will be comparing the responses, no? For the test and retest. Okay, so the objective is that there will be no changes, no, in the responses. Okay, kasi kung walang changes on the responses from 1 to 10 on all of the questions, then it means that the survey questionnaire is reliable. No? Ibig sabihin, madaling intindihin, and it doesn't give any double meaning. No? Ang problem is that after a week at nagbago yung kanyang responses, okay, it means that there is something wrong with the question. So it makes them what do you call this, confused. Okay? Kaya iba yung sagot niya noong test at iba rin ang sagot niya noong retest. And we could be able to measure the reliability using the Pearson R. So yun yung aking ipipresent sa inyo ngayon. Okay? So assuming, no, na tayo ay nakapag-conduct na, let's say this is just an example, a 5 question, okay? And then it was administered to our 10 respondents. Anyway, can you see the Excel file? Kita ba?
Yes po.
Okay, thank you. So we have 10 respondents, and then we have the test results, and then we have the retest results, all for question 1 to 5. Make sure, ang common mistake pag may pumupunta sa akin for consultation is that iba yung order of presentation ng test doon sa order of presentation ng retest. Ibig sabihin, kailangan identified mo si respondent number 1 na ang sagot niya ay katapat niya for test and retest. All throughout, no, lahat ng ating question 1 to 5 o kung ilan man yan. No? So, ibig sabihin, hindi po pwedeng mag-random yung presentation, no? It should be aligned with the respondent. Okay? So, kung ano yung sagot ni number 1, sagot ni number 2, ni number 3, so on and so forth. Okay? So, we have to arrange first the data, okay, so that madali natin siyang i-treat for Pearson R. Ngayon, pagsasama-samahin na natin yung result ng test at retest, let's say for question number 1. Okay? Ganun din ang gawin nyo sa iba't ibang question. Okay? So, para mas maging madali ang pag-highlight natin. Okay? So, anong gagawin natin? No? We click the data, and then you look on the upper right, we have data analysis. Okay? Now, there are some of you, hindi pa activated yung data analysis. It is because this is an add-in feature of the Excel. So, paano natin ma-activate itong data analysis na ito? Kung sa inyong computer, wala pang data analysis under the ribbon of data, it means hindi pa siya activated. All you've got to do is to click File, and then we have the options. So, may lalabas na dialog box. On the left side, hahanapin mo yung add-ins. Okay? So, once you click the add-ins, doon sa may bottom, we have Manage Excel Add-ins. You click Go. And then make sure na itong analysis toolpack, itong nasa pinakataas, ay merong check. And then you click OK. No? So once na bumalik tayo sa data ribbon, may lalabas na ritong data analysis, no? So, after nating i-click yung okay at hindi lumabas yung data analysis, you just close the Excel file and then you reopen it again and then you go to the data ribbon and then makikita mo na ulit doon yung data analysis. Okay? So, you click the data analysis and there will be a dialog box for data analysis and then you look for correlation. No? Ito yung ginagamit natin for Pearson R correlation. So this is arranged alphabetically. So madali namang makita sa letter C ang ating correlation and then you click OK. So in here, tatanungin niya nasaan yung range ng data natin. So i-click lang natin and then i-highlight natin yung test and retest for question number 1. Okay? And since ito yung label niya, make sure na naka-check itong labels in first row. Ayan. And then the output range, okay, instead of new worksheet fly, you click the output range and then you highlight this and then ilagay mo sa tabi ng iyong table. And then you click OK. So yung coordinates ng test at saka ng retest, yun yung ating R or correlation R value. So i-highlight natin. Okay? So this is only for question number 1. Okay? So you will do the same with question number 2, 3, 4, 5 hanggang sa makumpleto mo lahat ng questions in your survey questionnaire. Okay? And then you try to highlight, no? Alin dito yung mga nabago. Let's say katulad nito in question number 1, 3 and 3, 4 and 4, napansin natin walang changes. Okay? Unlike in question number 2, ayan may change na. Okay? So unang ni respondent number 3, unang sagot niya ay 5, naging 1. Si respondent number 5, ang unang sagot niya ay 5, naging 4. So, i-highlight ninyo para mas madali nyong maintindihan about the data. Okay? So, I have done this. Okay? Napansin ninyo. And then, you try to do the Pearson R for all of the questions. Assuming natapos na natin, ito na yung result. Okay? Ang target natin is 0.7. 0.7. Okay? So, lahat ng values that is lower than 0.7, iha-highlight natin ng red. Okay? And then lahat naman ng 0.7 pataas, iha-highlight natin ng yellow or green o kung ano man ang kulay ninyo. Okay? So, doon sa mataas ang result ng correlation R natin, 0.7 pataas, it means reliable yung ating question. Okay? Ibig sabihin, wala tayong problem sa question number 1, question number 3, and then question number 4. Ano ngayon ang gagawin natin dito? Okay? So that is the time na pupunta kayo sa akin, bit-bit niyo yung laptop ninyo together with the data and computation so that I can give you an advice to what to do next. Okay? Kasi ibig sabihin nito, 0.53, 0.39, either may problema yung respondent or may problema yung question ninyo na kailangan i-recalibrate or i-revise so that it will be easier, okay, for them to understand the question. So, ganun lang naman yung gagawin natin. No? Ngayon, kung lahat naman puro dilaw, let's say, lahat naman ay 0.7 pataas, ipakita nyo lang ito sa inyong mga advisor and then bibigyan na kayo ng go signal for the conduct of data gathering or survey ninyo. Okay? As I have said, if there are 0.7, mas mababa pa sa 0.7 or less than 0.7, then you have to go to me for consultation so that I can give you an advice on what to do next.